calls for further development to boost the growing yacht sector in the north. The idea of a board to run new hospital being considered, and Youth Development Division expands its reach to target more at-risk youth. I am Idona Jean-Baptiste with the Channel 5 News. We'll be back with the details. Thanks for staying with us. Topping the news, a yachting association on the north calls for greater effort to capitalize on the growing yachting sector in Portsmouth. Prince Rupert's Bay continues to be a magnet for yachties. Senior member of the Portsmouth Association of Yacht Services, Pays Faustin Alexis, told Channel 5 News this time of the year is peak season.
And I live not too far from the beach, right down there. So the reason why I choose to live on the beach so I can, help the yachties. And sometimes they call on the radio, on the VHF, because we carry a VHF radio. So if they call, so I'll be close to them to answer.
Since the formation of Pays, activities for yacht tourism have become more organized and security has also stepped up.
But before we used to have a lot of hustle. Like people will come by the boat after the anchor and they would say, "Oh, I'm the best," or "You want fruits," or "Don't buy fruits from him, buy from him." So all that's the group we put together. It's like keep these guys away.
Almost 100 yachts can be found along the Portsmouth coast during this period.
In the peak of the season, we have like 70, 80 yachts in the harbor. And a lot of people come for the barbecue. Like the barbecue we have every Sunday night. For us, like it starts in January, February, March. Yeah, that's the peak of the season for us. That's the time we have more yachts. We have some mega yachts, also. I would say we get more Americans and British and French. Yes. But in March, in the month of March, April, we get a lot of people from like Finland, Norway, Denmark, and also Sweden.
Alexis agrees that there is tremendous growth potential for yacht tourism in the area. On the issue of the long-proposed government marina in Portsmouth, Alexis had this to say.
We had a few meetings with our pal rep, which is Ian Douglas. And sometimes when we have meetings, he comes to the meetings and we also talk to him about that. And which would be good for us if we have a marina right here in the bay. I think we would get more boats. And the business would be better for us because we would have boats year-round. And it wouldn't be like a seasonal thing.
In related news, a Portsmouth businessman supports more development on the north to complement the economic prospects for the yachting sector. Vincent Etienne agrees there are tremendous benefits to be reaped from yacht tourism.
The yachting sector is supposed to be one of the main pillars in terms of our tourism product. For me personally and all the persons along the shores, what we call the Perpetual Lago area, this is the aspect of tourism that we're benefiting from. From that, we have seen a number of small businesses being set up, restaurants, bars. So that's what we survive from for 6 months of the year. It's something that for the longest while I think we have not been putting enough importance on. And I really, really hope that now that people are sensitized, people are being aware of the economic benefits of the yachting sector, that we could do a few things to develop it further.
Etienne says before discussions can be held about a marina, other essential services and proper accommodation for yachts has to be offered to see growth in yacht tourism.
For one, a little bit more promotions, because a lot of the people that come here are not really looking to get their engine repairs or boat repairs done in any shape or form. The people that come in, they want to spend 1 or 2 nights. If they can get basic things, a place where they can get a good shower, they have good internet services, there's a good restaurant, a place where they can just relax, do things like their sunbathing, and, that is what is really needed. I think in the long term, as the sector develops a little more, then we can move towards maybe the concept of a marina. I'm not sure whether, the Purple Turtle area itself might be the best place for the marina, because this entire place is taken with here. We've got the Morocco Hotel going up, Kipinski Hotel, and all these other establishments. What we want to continue doing is putting out more moorings out there. We maybe want to train, our service providers some more.
He says another selling point of the area is that it is safe.
That area is perfectly safe. Not only that, that area is one of the calmest area for berthing. The yachts people will tell you as they go further south, there are more sea surges and that kind of stuff. So that area is perfect. They also talk about, sometimes when they're through the channel crossing, they just want, a place that is quiet, where that is calm, and this area really provides it.
Still on the tourism scene, Tourism Minister Robert Tong has condemned an attack on a tourist who was robbed on Sunday in the city. Senator Tong has encouraged the public to report the perpetrators of such crimes.
One incident erases months and days have had. Yesterday, a visitor who has been to Dominica more than once was robbed of his personal belongings and also got injured. He was subsequently treated at the Princess Margaret Hospital and left the island the same day. But one can just really imagine the images that could be on social media of someone with blood all over their face saying that they've been to Dominica and that was the treatment that they received. So we all, as people of Dominica and especially people of Rosa Central, we have to continue to look out for each other and for our visitors in our beautiful country of Dominica. Let us not make anyone tarnish our good name of Dominica and Rosa Central. Tourism contributes much economic activity to our economy and has many of our brothers and sisters employed, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, everybody. The police, I'm told, have a lead and they are working on it to ensure that they can arrest the person as quickly as possible. In
other lead stories, government is exploring the possibility of appointing a board to run the new National Hospital when it is complete. This as foundation works have improved on the ongoing hospital project. Hunan Construction Engineering Group of China is presently constructing an emergency building and a medical building that are expected to be completed by August 2017. A retaining wall has been completed. On Monday, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, government ministers and health officials conducted a site visit and told the media that government is looking at running the hospital with a board in place.
The number of components outside of the construction of the new National Hospital, which the Ministry of Health, the government of Dominica, will lay out to assist in modernizing healthcare services and improving on the delivery and management of healthcare services. Just to share with you some of the things that we'll be looking at is to review the management structure of the National Hospital. And the discussion which we have started, and of course which will require eventually a cabinet decision, is to have a board which would be responsible for managing the hospital and the day-to-day issues surrounding the hospital, with the view of transferring the hospital budget under the management of that board to minimize on the bureaucratic processes involved in the procurement of goods and services for the hospital.
He also said that the proposed board will also be responsible for addressing the concerns of the public and healthcare professionals.
We have to also continue our discussion on primary healthcare so that we minimize on the number of people who would have to come to the National Hospital for medical services, and ensure that at those primary healthcare facilities, especially the type 3 hospitals, that there are some basic diagnostic services which can be provided to minimize on the people coming in. Now, if we go back 10 years, this is why we had introduced in Portsmouth both diagnostic services and also other laboratory tests that would have been conducted in Portsmouth rather than samples being sent from Penville or Capuchin with a nurse on the bus and the samples on the lap driving to town to bring to the lab here. And the whole idea is to have this in Grand Bay, to have this in Marigot, to have this in Portsmouth, to have this in Castle Bruce, where we have the type 3 hospitals existing.
The facility is part of a $40 million grant from the People's Republic of China to Dominica. 58 Chinese nationals and 4 locals are employed on the project. You are watching Channel 5 News, advice for youth aspiring to be politicians. That and more when we return. Welcome back. The Youth Development Division plans to do more in reaching out to at-risk youth. Chief Youth Development Officer John Roach told Channel 5 News that as a result, the division wishes to expand its life skills program. The program empowers young people for the job market across various sectors, including agriculture and hospitality.
Lately, we've been paying a lot of attention to what we refer to as at-risk youth. And one of the programs that we want to strengthen in 2017 and beyond is our Life Skills program. It's a program which is currently going on at the Roseau and Marigot Youth Centers. And the intention would be for us to have such program in every district. But because of the limited financial resources, it's very difficult. But however, we are happy that we know the Kings Hill Youth Center has now come on board, and then in fact 2 of the persons who've been assigned to us will be working at the Kings Hill Youth Center, again to help our young people, especially the young people that we refer to as unattached and at-risk youth.
Meantime, he says that he is encouraged from feedback by stakeholders suggesting that the division is improving its outreach steadily.
One of the areas that came out very strongly in evaluation was, especially in certain districts, was the presence of the youth officers. We do something that we call the youth engagement data to see how engaged that the youth officers are with the young people and the groups on the ground. And I must say, generally, I was satisfied with the index. We have several areas that we look at, and I have to say that over the years, we've seen an improvement in the index.
Senator Josiah Benoit has vowed to continue promoting the importance of youth involvement in politics while serving as the president of the National Youth Council. Benoit had come under criticism by opposition supporters for seeking re-election as NYC president after being appointed a senator by the Dominica Labour Party administration. In fact, Benoit has said that it will benefit the youth to have an advocate like him who can directly speak on their behalf in government. He has some fresh advice for youth who are aspiring politicians.
Well, I think young people need to firstly understand that politics is something that affects us on a day-to-day basis. What we need to take control of is how in tune we are with the national politics and how positioned we are. What capacity do we have to influence our national politics?
Benoit has been serving as the president of the non-governmental organization for 4 years.
We as young people have fundamental needs and great aspirations, and we cannot expect to achieve our goals in a vacuum. So we must get involved, and this is what youth empowerment and the National Youth Council is all about. Empowering young people to get involved at every level, at the local level, as a community organizer, as a youth leader, and of course, as a politician, directing the governance of the country and keeping those principles that they learned whilst in the National Youth Council, whilst in their respective youth groups, bringing that leadership to the very helm. So it's something we want to promote, an understanding of politics and an involvement in every step of the development process.
On the carnival scene, the Dominica Festivals Committee is being given the thumbs up on its efforts to decentralize carnival celebrations this year. During the official launching of Carnival last week, Director of Tourism Colin Piper said a new feature for Mass Dominic 2017 was the greater inclusion of the outer districts in the overall Carnival celebrations. Member of Portsmouth Festival Committee Karim Farrell says the inclusion of the communities outside Roseau will be an added boost to the tourism product.
The Portsmouth Festival Committee sees its invitation by the Dominica Festival Committee to be a partner as a historical and wonderful part on their part for stretching the hands, knowing that it's very important that we kind of decentralize our carnival. We know that all Dominicans cannot come to Roseau on Monday and Tuesday to celebrate carnival. And there are many centers in Dominica where carnival is celebrated, like the Portsmouth area, and we will be playing our part in the entire tourism product. As it stands right now, there's over 70 yachts in the harbour of Portsmouth. The tourism product is real in Portsmouth, and we will be playing our part in doing so. Portsmouth has its own unique and traditional brand of carnival, highlighted by our creative sensei costumes, and the only place in Dominica where you have the traditional long run.
Meantime, member of the Grant Bay Festival Committee says the community is looking forward to enhancing the traditional aspect of Dominica's carnival through participation in the street parades.
This year, our celebration will in many ways salute the endurance of our traditional art forms. As you know, the Sanse costume and other traditional carnival outfits were always alive and well in Grand Bay over the years, even when they was repressed in other communities. The Susel Sui and the Black Devils will also come out of hiding and will be unleashed as part of the real traditional mask, just as they used to in the past.
And a member of Parliament of the St. Joseph constituency says the residents are looking forward to complementing the national level celebrations of Dominica's Carnival.
And also we will be having our traditional sensei. They will also be forming part of the national parade. And St. Joe, along, I know Ed just mentioned, along with Grand Bay, is also the communities known for the sensei. And what we have done in St. Joseph is that we have passed on that sensei tradition to the younger generations. So the tradition has been passed on, so it will remain with us forever.
The 2 days of Street Jump Up are Monday 27th and Tuesday 28th February. And in this last news item, former Calypso king Branca de Bricks John, now turned priest, returned to the stage in grand style to perform some of his hit calypsos. A clergy concert of Catholic priests at the Ararak House of Culture became the venue on Thursday night for Reverend Father John to put the bricks on them. Here's a highlight of that performance.
Tell them who they got to see, the government I have been to, put the bricks on them, jack the bricks on them. I ain't playing politics, I'm just a legal mechanic. Put the bricks on them, jack the bricks on them, put the bricks on them, jack the bricks on them. Pull out all the plugs, it's for a crime and drugs. I got a better brick, whatever it takes. Put the bricks on them, jack the bricks on them. Show them policy, do it for the country. Hola, 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 le-la-la.
That's news. Sports Highlights is next with Kenny Williams.
We kick off with football.
All right, Joel, congratulations. Your third win for the Sports Division Secondary Schools football competition. We're here at the Under-13 Championships, of course, and you're taking that win 6-1. How did you do it?
Well, I mean, the boys and them train for the Christmas holidays. For the past couple of weeks, when after school opened, we have been training. And I mean, we have been focusing on the technical part of the game. At that level, it's not much about strength, it's about technique. So we focus a lot on the technique, and today I was very much impressed because everything we practiced, I was seeing it in the game, and it went all throughout the game. So I know the program is working and the future is looking good.
In the first half, you scored 4 goals, adding on 2 more. Were there any doubts throughout this game?
No, you might have doubts. I mean, as I said, I was more looking at the technical abilities of the young men, because they are the one that is going to keep on moving grammar school forward and even Dominica football forward. So at that level, what I really looking for is the technical abilities of the boys, and they can actually execute their skill correctly, technically correct. That is what I was really looking forward to.
And what's next for grammar school looking into the next football season?
Well, our next assignment is the girls football. Also, all the boys there, they'll be engaging different teams because the DFA is putting on a under 15 tournament, which starts on Sunday in Portsmouth. And tomorrow we are back on the playing field, no rest.
training tomorrow because they have to prepare for the National League. It will be a grammar school team, but a few of them, they're different teams. It's just about youth football development. And I think right now we're on the right track, because I mean, even Portsmouth themselves, they were very technically they were good, you know what I mean? I mean, we were more aggressive, so we won the game, but we cannot count out Portsmouth. Technically, the boys and them were very, very good.
Meantime, 7 local footballers impressed selectors at the 2017 Free Kick College Player Showcase in St. Lucia last weekend. The athletes went through a number of tests for a chance to gain an academic sports scholarship from schools in the United States. The tryouts included up to 50 student athletes from Dominica, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Kitts, Grenada, and Antigua and Barbuda. More on that story in a subsequent sportscast. Sports continues with this item where Central Cooperative Credit Union Dublin Football Club successfully defended their title in the Dominica Football Association's Premier League on the weekend. RIC Kensborough failed to show up for their match against the defending champs, giving the Dublin team that all-important win. In other match results, we had Petro Caribe Point Michel going down to Sagicor Southeast 5-1. Exodus FC maintained second place when they edged out Northern Concrete and Steel Bombers 1-0. And Bathurst State walked away with an easy win when Waukee Rollers failed to show up for that match. Moving on to the first division, we can tell you that Gully Dream Team beat St. Mary's Cooperative Credit Union Delton United 4-2, while Malta Cairo Bathurst State and Andy Williams Sophia Spartans played to a 2-2 draw. Police Sports Club edged out Club Lubia 2-1. Moving on to cricket, where New Zealand won the second test against Bangladesh by an impressive 9 wickets to take a 2-0 lead on Monday. In the first innings, Bangladesh made 289 all-out, with the highest batting figure by a single batsman being 86. Tim Southee picked up 5 for 94 and Trent Boult 4 for 87. In reply, New Zealand reached 354 all-out. Henry Nichols scored 2 runs short of a century with 98, while Ross Taylor added 77 and Tom Latham 68. Batting a second time, Bangladesh reached 173 all-out, with the highest score by a Bangladesh batsman in that innings being 38. Set 109 to win, the Zealanders only conceded 1 wicket to reach 111 for 1 in 18.4 overs. Meantime, a century by David Warner helped steer Australia to an 86-run win over Pakistan in the 4th one-day international on Sunday. The Aussie side won the toss and decided to bat first and made 353 for 6. Warner smashed 130, while Glenn Maxwell added 78 and Travis Head 51. With the target set at 354, Pakistan was bowled out for 267. Shardil Khan added 74. Australia led the 5-match series 3-1. Next up, we have Sri Lanka taking the match against South Africa by 3 wickets with just 2 balls remaining in the second T20 on Sunday. SA was restricted to 113, batting first, with the highest score by a batsman being 29. Sri Lanka then answered with 119 for 7 in 19.4 overs. Captain Angelo Matthews led by example with an undefeated 54 from 50 balls. The series was tied 1-1. On to the India versus England ODI, where England emerged victor with a 5-run win on Sunday. England batted first and reached 321 for 8. Jason Roy posted 65, while Johnny Bairstow supported with 56. In reply, India scored 316 by the end of the 50th over, with the highest score by a batsman being 90. India won the 3-match series 2-1. That's all the sporting highlights for now. I am Kenny Williams. Join us next time.
And now for the weather forecast.
Good evening, viewers. Welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I am Janelle Macpherson. A high-pressure system was the dominant feature today. Infrared satellite imagery showed some low-level clouds across parts of the island chain today. Visible satellite imagery showed partly cloudy to cloudy skies across Dominica today. Radar imagery indicated some scattered showers across parts of the island chain. The weather for tonight, partly cloudy to cloudy with scattered showers. Increasing cloudiness and scattered showers is expected tomorrow. Looking ahead for tomorrow, sees a slight to moderate waves peaking up to 2 meters or up to 7 feet. Throughout the next 3 days, an increase in cloudiness and scattered showers is expected on Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, fair to partly cloudy skies and a few scattered showers. Throughout the Caribbean tomorrow, available moisture and weak instability associated with a weakening frontal boundary will result in cloudy skies and scattered showers across the island chain. On the international cities forecast, some rain expected in New York, clear skies expected in Miami and Beijing, partly cloudy conditions expected in London, and thunderstorm activity in Caracas. Sunrise tomorrow at 6:36 a.m. and the sunset at 6 p.m. For up-to-date weather information, please visit our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Thank you for viewing and have a good night.
To end the news, the headlines again. Calls for further development to boost the growing yacht sector in the north. The idea of a board to run new hospital being considered, and Youth Development Division expands its reach to target more at-risk youth. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Idona Jean-Baptiste. Thanks for watching. Join us tomorrow.